in your degree of control. Okay. If you're good control, keep it. Let the main car disturb you and you'll not get disturbed. Okay. So let's start. So, of course, you all know me, but I thought I'll give a little bit of visual representation of who this person is, since live is the first time we are connecting. So, it's been 25 years since I'm a professor and a trainer. And I say this proudly because I belong to a field which does not let me go outdated. Okay. Otherwise, 25 years, matlab, wo Vishwamitra jitna main ancient gini jati, right? But I cannot afford to be ancient because I teach marketing and advertising, which is like changing at a galloping speed. Imagine my first class was in 1998. I remember the date also, 2nd November 1998. And the way in which I taught marketing advertising was way different, because there, for me, new media was private FM channels. Today, when I say new media, it is anything that has to do with Internet of Things, digital, mobile apps. Technology has entered into marketing and advertising. Today, you have the challenge of chat GPTs writing the brochure copy for you, right? Giving the right prompts. So you're nowhere where the world of marketing advertising was before 25 years. So I've been doing that. I've been training, teaching. I'm a full-time faculty at MICA since almost last 18 years now. Out of 25 years in academics, 18 years I've spent with MICA. I've been a 4 times TEDx speaker. All my talks are on YouTube. Please check it out for you to rate it from 5 to 1, okay, whichever way you want. And of course, I'm a very active social media content creator. I don't like calling myself influencer, because at the end of the day, you're creating content that influences people. And the kind of content I create is anywhere ranging from body positivity and fashion to gender empowerment to women empowerment to equality and identity, and also challenging the stereotypes of marriage, motherhood, singlehood, separated couples, and all those things which are mentally we are conditioned about. So you can check that out also as and when you want. So let me start the session with this pure love kind of a Durex ad, okay, which came as soon as Alia Ranbir announced their pregnancy. Okay, as soon as Alia Ranbir announced their pregnancy on Instagram and on Twitter, Durex came up in half an hour with this poster saying, "Mehfil mein teri hum to clearly nahi the." Right? It's a condom brand. So, of course, it was not there. That's how they got pregnant. Okay. And it said, congratulations. And there was a one-line caption which said, the feeling of JOMO is real. The joy of missing out is real. We are feeling happy that we missed out on this, because that's how they become pregnant. Okay. Now, this is a pure love kind of an example of what we call today as moment marketing. Okay. Also known as real-time advertising. So social media today offers you such creative spaces to do meme marketing, moment marketing, GIF marketing, to create things around which conversations are already going on. What is the most which will help you remember this? Behti Ganga mein haath dhona. So Ganga already beh rahi hai. Matlab, the conversations around this topic are already going on. You don't need to seek people's attention. They're already attentive. So anything in that conversation space, if you can create, it's wonderful, right? So say, for example, the most recent is the Apple event, right? Where they launched the new versions of iPhone, tablet, watch, whatever, okay, earpods, whatever they've launched. So the C charger, which they are talking about, right? And that C was capitalized by Zomato by doing some moment marketing, saying, use your C as in calories, as in call button, as in this button to order more on Zomato. So within half a day, so many brands started talking about the C, because that was the only change that was being witnessed in an iPhone 15. Okay, so do you remember the famous example of Ronaldo shifting the Coca-Cola bottles and putting mineral water bottles, saying it's healthier? It created a havoc for Coca-Cola, and stock prices started going down because of that. And it was Ronaldo who was doing it. So within 24 hours, Fevicol came up with an ad saying, next time Fevicol se chipka ke rakhna, kisi ke baap mein himmat nahi hai nikalne ki. Now, this is brilliant, okay, because it catches people's attention. It's already a trending topic. So this also is a very creative form of social media marketing. Okay, so I thought let me start with this, and then let's little bit go into a little bit of conceptual understanding of marketing, advertising, social media, Internet of Things, what it looks like. So I have taken this line from this famous book by Philip Kotler called Marketing in the Digital Age, Marketing 4.0, and he says, we believe that the technology convergence will ultimately lead to the convergence between digital and traditional. In a high-tech world, people long for high touch. The more social we are, the more want things which are just made for us. Backed by big data analytics, products become more personalized and services become more personal. In a digital economy, the key is to leverage these paradoxes. What does it say? It says that today we live in a data driven world where everybody is leaving behind digital footprints. Do you think the moment you are on internet, you are leaving behind your information? Accept cookies. So you accept it, right? This page is taking cookies. Are you okay with it? You okay it. So it's taking away your information. Okay. So that's why the moment you search flights to Paris and then you open your Facebook page, it will start showing you hotels in Paris because there's an algorithm which is tracking your digital journey, right? So every consumer who is online today, however secure, आपने कितना भी अपना profile logged रखा हो, private रखा हो, you are leaving behind digital footprints. Okay. Another analogy to simply remember this is that when Sita was kidnapped by Ravan, okay, what did she do for helping Ram to find her? She started dropping one by one her ornaments on the way. Okay, ring dali, anklet dala, necklace dala, ek earring dali, dusri earring dali, kada dala, bracelet dala. Why she did that? So that in a day and age where there was no GPS and there was no Google Maps, Ram could find her. He could identify this as her ornaments. We do exactly the same for brands. We leave behind our digital footprints. Okay. And that's why today, which brand is a winner? A brand which takes use of these ornaments, right? Data to hai aapke paas, but how are you analyzing the data to make a difference to the consumer? How are you analyzing the data so that you give more personalized services to your consumer? So let us say, for example, whenever you travel to Delhi, you live only in Radisson Hotel, okay? Now they have your data of check-in, check-out, wherever you come from, where are you going. So they know your hometown, they have your ID. So next time when you go, are they making it easier for you to check in? Do they know your food allergies? Right? Are they putting stuff in your hotel room based on your likeliness? Right? Every time you have gone, you have asked for a conditioner because only shampoo was provided. So next time you check in, is there a conditioner pre-hand available in your room? So how are you utilizing data to create more and more personalized services for your consumer? How are you making your consumers' lives easier? Because of the data that you have collected from them. Okay. Are you getting my point? One of the brands which does use it extremely well in their email marketing is Netflix. So Netflix does a very nice understanding and analyzing of your viewership history, your viewership patterns, and they will send you emailers based on the genre which you see most. Okay, of new shows coming in that genre. Suppose if I've never seen a thriller on Netflix, I will never get an emailer on a new show which is thriller genre. Or they will send me an emailer saying that, hey, Falguni, you finished 3/4 of this show. Please continue and finish it. So it's very relevant to my viewership data. Okay, so let me show you one example of a wonderful innovation that Amazon has done to make consumers' lives easier. Okay, let's see it.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
So you have tons of these Amazon Go stores in the US. And somebody asked me in a class that whether they are planning this in India. मैंने कहा यहाँ लोग ड्रेनेज के ढक्कन भी चुरा के ले जाते हैं, यहाँ अभी टाइम लगेगा, okay, for that trust equation to work, okay. It's still too soon for an Indian Amazon Go store. So write in chat, what is the main learning from the video? Write in chat. I'm reading, okay. Yeah, Sukrit has asked a question. Yeah, the Korean brand. Yes. Okay. Right. What did you learn? Okay. Ease of business, optimum use of technology, convenience, simplified purchase. Yes, yes. Technology, correct. Making life easy, understanding customer needs and aligning use of technology. Yes. Okay, saving time, yes. Better experience, hassle-free, automation, motivation, solving, okay, aligning with consumer, very good. Digital transformation, okay. First mover advantage, yes. Customer focus, innovative, okay. Best user experience, customer centric, yes. Okay. Technology makes life easy. Very good. Using technology, okay. Very good. But what is the life lesson I want you to remember? That when life offers you a cupcake, please don't have a second thought. Just take it. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So the last line on the slide, okay. Magic in successful marketing and advertising is not creativity. It's strategy. Of course, agency में आप जाओगे तो ये लड़ाई सालों से चल रही है. Is strategy the backbone or is creativity the backbone? Because it's creativity that makes people see things. But if it goes without strategy, it's just artwork, okay? Advertising without strategy is artwork. मतलब it looks nice. Museum में आप भी एकदम intellectual होके very nice, the metaphor, ये वो ऐसे museum में जैसे artwork देखते हो, actually आपको कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा है कि वो art कवि क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं, okay? But it's only artwork then. Okay, so कवि क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं ये पता होना चाहिए when it's strategic. Okay, so creativity is important. I'm not saying it's not important. Please don't get me wrong. It's very important, especially in today's world of clutter, where every other brand is on social media trying to speak to the consumer. Okay, and multiple brands are speaking to the same consumer. But it has to be backed up by strategy. If you don't know the word strategy, you are just in for a loss making. मतलब आप कोई हंसेगा, कोई अच्छा लगेगा किसी को आपका ad देख के, but the purpose will not be solved. Okay. So if we recall what is marketing, it's of course the art and science of choosing target markets and getting, keeping and growing customers through creating, delivering and communicating superior value. The heart of marketing is communicating, creating, delivering, and communicating superior value. You create superior value through good products and services and process orientation. You communicate superior value through your advertising across traditional, new media, Internet of Things, and digital and social. And you deliver value by your supply chain, inventory techniques, your working capital management, your sales staff, your retail staff. What they are doing is delivering value. Guys, are we on the same page? Everybody awake? Yes? Okay. So what I want you to remember from this slide is the last line. Marketing lives in a context. And please write down in chat, what do you understand by the word context? What is context? Your understanding. Compulsory, everybody has to write. Don't behave like a fufaji and not participate in the class. Okay? Please write. What is a context? Background. Okay? Situation, okay, reference point, okay, relevant backstory, okay, rationale, yeah, perspective, okay, current scenario, yes, clarity nahi hai, context, related to something, okay, vision mission bhi nahi hai, itna philosophical mat bano, background, reference, okay, theme, relevance, yes, okay, so 50% of you are giving the right answers. Context is the background, the understanding of the situation in which you're going to advertise. So do you think the context in 2019 and 2023 for Indian market is different? Right? 2019 was COVID. Everybody was at home. Everybody was online. Every work was happening online. Restricted public movements. So that was the context of the Indian market in 2019. So for a makeup brand, it made sense to divert their funds towards skincare advertising. They were not advertising lipsticks because mask ke niche lipsticks kaun dekhega? So nobody was buying lipsticks. They were not advertising too much of makeup products like a highlighter or a foundation because nobody was going out. Are you getting my point? Right? So it was only skincare. They started saying even if you are at home, you need to take care of your skin. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप बाहर जाओगे तो ही सनस्क्रीन लगाओगे, right? या मॉइस्चराइजर लगाओगे. So they diverted their funds because the context was different. 2023, the new product launches, advertising of makeup products will be very different because the world has opened up. COVID has gone out of our lives, thankfully so. Okay. So the context is understanding. Somebody wrote reality. Very good. What is the current situation in which you are advertising? Because if you understand the context, then you can create relevant communication. So somebody also wrote relevance. That's the outcome of understanding context. That's not the meaning of context. Okay. Another simple way, why I'm stressing so much? Because if you understand this, half of your life is easier, okay, as a marketer. So another way to look at context is understanding the world in which my brand lives and my consumer lives. And the world keeps shifting. So when washing machines were launched in India in the 1990s, early 1990s, most women were homemakers. So they were washing clothes either by themselves or by keeping a maid who will do bucket washes. They'd never seen a gadget for washing machines, for washing clothes. Okay. The premium clothes were getting dry cleaned in a laundry. Now, this was the world in which my consumer lived. Are you getting the point? So time was too much at the hand of my consumer. She had the luxury of time because she was a homemaker. She was in control of her time because she was all the time at home. Are you getting my point? Okay, maid was coming very sasta. Maybe one work ka 250, 300 rupees that they were giving in the early 1990s. So the kind of advertising and marketing efforts that it took for a washing machine in 1991 versus 2023, there is a contextual difference. Okay. And if you are still interested to know more, one very easy way to understand the differences in the word context is take any brand, look at their ads 10 years back and now. So 10 years back, washing machines only talked to women because it was completely gendered a territory. Are you getting a point? Men never entered the wash area. Never ever. It was the Lakshman Rekha. They never entered. And today we have a brand called Ariel which says that laundry is not a woman's job. Share the load. Today we have washing machine brands saying that it's gender neutral. It identifies everybody's touch. Ye touch screen hai. Even a child can operate. Not only men, even a child can operate. So the context is different. Today women have started working. Today they suffer from time poverty. Average couple suffers from time poverty. But what is the advantage of both people working? Higher cash disposable incomes. So from semi-automatic, they can easily buy an automatic machine. They can invest more in gadgets, machines, which will make their life simpler. Okay. So contextual understanding is very important. What is the culture in which my consumer lives? What kind of language do they speak? What is a day in their life? Who are my competitors? How does the consumer make a decision? Are you getting my point, right? So you have to understand how do they make. So somebody, Ankita has written about Maggie in chat. Let me remind you the Maggie crisis. Maggie has always talked to younger people. But when crisis hit them, they came back talking to the mother. Why? Because the mother is the gatekeeper of nutrition that comes in the house. Food and nutrition, the mother is the gatekeeper. So she had to be convinced first कि मैगी खाने में कोई खराबी नहीं है. उसका बेटा या बेटी बीमार नहीं पड़ेंगे मैगी खा के. Right? So context is the world in which the brand lives and the consumer lives, and this world is dynamic. It keeps shifting. So as a marketer, you have to keep your eyes and ears open and use your marketing intelligence, softwares and people and salesmen around you to understand how it is changing. Till 2011, not a single financial instrument brand talked to women because they were not the tax-paying citizens of the country. Working honge, but they were not the majority taxpayers. Today in 2023, every bank, every mutual fund, every SIP, every investment plan talks to both men and women because the women are the new emerging class of consumers. The world in which my brand lives has changed. Guys, are we clear? Okay, so I will marry the two, context and strategy, and show you a wonderful Cannes winning campaign of Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, and Cannes is what Oscars is to advertising. Oscars is to Hollywood. Cannes is to advertising. Okay, so you win awards in Cannes only if you've done some super fabulous work. I said Oscars because वो गुटका sponsored Manik Chand Filmfare Awards वो अच्छा नहीं लगता. Okay, that's why I used Oscars का example. Okay, let me show you one more. Okay, Dunkin' ad. See what they did. Marvelous.
The capital of Korea, Seoul, is nicknamed the City of Coffee. There are over 200 Starbucks coffee shops and even more local cafes in Seoul. Even so, the coffee industry...
Guys, can you see it? For me, it was stuck for a while. Raise your thumb if you can see it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we can see it.
I'll start again.
The capital of Korea, Seoul, is nicknamed the City of Coffee. There are over 200 Starbucks coffee shops and even more local cafes in Seoul. Even so, the coffee industry is still growing and competition between cafes is becoming even more intense. Dunkin' Donuts projects the image of a donut shop more so than a coffee shop. And as such, other places than Dunkin' most often come to mind when people are looking for a place to have coffee. Mission: encourage people to choose coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. The terrible traffic congestion in Seoul results in people commuting to work primarily via public transportation, on buses and subways. These people are busy, and so they stop by cafes on their way to work. How do we approach these people? Idea: release the aroma of coffee along with radio advertisements. After analyzing the Dunkin' Donuts jingle, we created a machine that releases a coffee aroma. The machine is triggered only by the sound of the Dunkin' Donuts jingle. This jingle was inserted at the top of the Dunkin' Donuts radio ad. When a Dunkin' Donuts ad plays on the radio, a coffee aroma is simultaneously released. Those who noticed the aroma while listening to the ad exhibited some surprised responses. Through positioning, when they exit at their bus stop, they see the Dunkin' Donuts shop in front. Dunkin' Donuts.
오빠 것도 사왔어.
와, 근데 어디 커피야? 향이 참 좋다.
바로 요 앞에 있는 던킨.
던킨 커피가 이번에 내리는 당신을 기다립니다. They are much more inclined to make their stop at Dunkin'. Results. More than 350,000 people experienced the ad during the campaign. Visitors increased 16%. Sales of Dunkin' Donuts located by bus stops increased 29%. The ideal result is that people are now starting to think of Dunkin' Donuts when they think of their morning coffee. Coffee and donuts. Dunkin' Donuts.
Interesting. So what was the context? Context was Korea was a coffee drinking nation. So huge potential, right? Second level of context. Most working Koreans used to drink coffee by buying it from outside. So my market potential was very high. But where was I as a brand lagging behind? In my name was donuts. So no one was thinking of me as a coffee place. And that's why later on, Dunkin' went ahead and changed their brand name from Dunkin' Donuts to Dunkin'. Today it's known as only Dunkin'. And that's why what was happening, because there were Starbucks, Costa Coffee, coffee places standalone. People were not even considering visiting Dunkin' because unko yaad hi nahi tha ki isme coffee hoga. Okay, so what did they do as a strategy? They route mapped all buses, jinke routes are landing a stop near Dunkin'. Only those buses were tracked through sensory branding. What they did, the flavor emanating is sensory branding, right? You are making people smell the coffee powder so that they start getting more craving for having their first cup of coffee in the morning. It's early in the morning. And the bus actually stops at a place where across the road is Dunkin'. And bus stop maybe they did another branding to amplify the sensory branding. So people saw Dunkin' ka ad and it again got related and they crossed the road and they went, right? So you saw some numbers also because cans you will win only if you can show effectiveness of a campaign. So it was a wonderful example of how they used a very creative way to advertise in a bus, and built up on the whole consideration of Dunkin' as a coffee place amongst Korean consumers, okay? Sensory branding is not something new. You go to Pune and you are near Kayani Bakery and the chimneys will actually call you. Okay, the mawa cake and all, it will call you, right? Or for example, you are in New York in Times Square and you will walk automatically towards the M&M store because the chimneys are emanating the M&M flavors, okay? So sensory branding is not something new, but of course it is to be used creatively to your brand's advantage, understanding the context and creating a strategy. So what has changed in marketing over the years because of the development of internet, digital and social? Marketing has always been about consumer, right? Consumer centricity. That anything that you do has to benefit the consumer at the end of the day. Suddenly, because of social media, you have a community of consumers together. Their bargaining power is all the more now. Are you getting my point? Right? Consumers are connected. In fact, in the world of social media, we say that we all have a 2.5 degree of separation from one another. After every 2.5 profile, we will find a mutual friend. We'll find somebody who knows one another. Okay. So community is a huge thing. So brands today should not be scared of the word community, but they should be aware that yes, There are people, their bargaining power is more. You can be trolled on social media. You can be blacklisted on social media for right reasons, for wrong reasons. And social media has given the power to talk back, right, to the consumer. So community is a very strong word, but today there are companies and brands who are using it to their advantage. They are creating groups and networks of brand fans, right? They're utilizing communities for new product launches. They're sending samples to a piece of community networks. Like say, for example, Gurgaon Moms Club is like some 4 lakh members in the Facebook group. Okay. And so many brands are a part of that group as mystery shoppers. Do you know what is mystery shopper? They're posing as a mom. Okay, they're posing as a member of the community to get internal insights into what are people talking. What are mothers talking? Because if I am a brand talking to a mother, I'll be getting free R&D, no? I'll be getting free consumer ideas if I be a mystery shopper on that group. So many brands are doing that. Johnson & Johnson is regularly a part of discussion groups which are of pregnant women. Because newborns, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, all these discussions are going on, and they learn about new product ideas, challenges that these pregnant women face, and they feed it back to their consumer and product teams. Okay. So the world has shifted from consumer to community. In fact, in chat, I'm going to give you a homework. Okay. Ye mera universal right hai, okay. So don't mind. As a teacher, I give homework wherever I go. Even in industry forums, I go and give homework and come back, okay? And थोड़ा सा वो scare रहता है कि मैं कहीं से भी देख लूंगी आपने किया है कि नहीं किया है, okay? So I am writing down name of interesting TED talk. Yeah. So this TED talk is your homework. Tribes We Lead by Seth Godin. Very interesting, okay? And by tribes, he means communities of consumers. That today in the world of internet and social media, we don't have a single consumer. Yeah. Yes, you will get a copy of this PPT. Please breathe, okay? Please breathe. ये कोई इंटरपोल की पीपीटी नहीं है कि मैं नहीं दूंगी. ऑफ कोर्स दूंगी. हाँ, कोई पुलिस पकड़ नहीं जाएगी मुझे. और मैंने ही बनाई है तो कॉपीराइट इश्यूज भी नहीं है. मैं दूंगी. ओके. राइट नाउ ब्रीथ इन, ब्रीथ आउट, ब्रीथ इन, ब्रीथ आउट. ओके. एंड पे अटेंशन. पीपीटी बाद में आएगी. ओके. मैंने बोला था ना पहले. I know everybody so well after 25 years in teaching कि कोई एक तो मुझे पूछेगा ही पूछेगा पीपीटी मिलेगी कि नहीं मिलेगी. Okay, cool. So I want you to interpret this statement, which is my favorite. Okay, the statement says social media is less about technology and more about psychology and sociology. What does the statement mean? What does the statement mean? Think. Okay, very good. Human behavior. ये सुकृत तुम्हारा नाम का स्पेलिंग यही है कि कोई न्यूमरोलॉजिस्ट ने चेंज करवाया है? के होना चाहिए ना. ये सी क्यों आ रहा है? सुकृत.
हेलो मैडम, बोलूं क्या?
हाँ बोलो बोलो.
मेरा नाम सुकृत है. माय
सुकृत.
स्पेलिंग इज माय स्पेलिंग इज लाइक दैट बिकॉज अपन क्या है श्री कृष्ण बोलते हैं ना, स्पेलिंग ऐसे लिखते हैं अपन KRI, बट वी प्रोनाउंस इट एज KRU. तो वो ऐसा फंड है. तो वो
KRU होना चाहिए ना. हाँ.
नहीं SUCRIT होना चाहिए.
अच्छा.
प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज सुकृत बिकॉज इन
ओके.
इन संस्कृत RI बिकम्स रू. वैसा है वो.
अच्छा, cool. So wherever your name is written, give this explanation also. Keep to be pronounced as Sukrut.
I am doing the same thing for the last 25 years.
Okay, now I'll remember Sukrut. Cool. Thank you for the clarification.
Hi,
Okay.
hi, Falguni ma'am. Can I just say something about this statement?
Sorry?
Can I say something about this statement that you have shown?
No. You have to write in chat. That's the rule. Because
Okay,
if I love you, I will have to allow everybody.
Okay, no worries. No worries.
Your time will start at 11:30. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm reading in chat and all your answers are correct. Okay. Human behavior, consumer behavior. So don't think social media, it's a it's a platform, it's a channel. So it's all about technology. No, who populates social media? People like you and me, na? Humans. So we come on social media with all our emotions, securities, insecurities, jealousy, happiness, pain, the need to connect, the need to socialize. So it's all about individual behavior, that is psychology, and it's all about group behavior, that is sociology. Are you getting my point? So if a brand is getting trolled, आधी जनता को पता नहीं होगा कि ट्रोलिंग किस चीज का हो रहा है. But they will also add hashtag block Ariel, block Surf, block Tanish, block Titan. हाँ, वो उसके जैसे रोड पे कोई एक्सीडेंट हुआ है, आधी जनता ऐसे ही खड़ी है, उनको पता भी नहीं है क्या हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, बट सबको पता करना है क्या हुआ, किसके साथ एक्सीडेंट हुआ, हाँ, एम्बुलेंस आई कि नहीं आई. So the whole idea of jugaad, tamasha, when you are in a group together, that works in the same way on social media also. So please understand that social media is an extension of our physical lives. It's not something different. इसमें चांद सितारे नहीं लगे हैं. Are you getting my point? It's something which is like an extension of our physical day-to-day lives. So when you advertise on social media, you will have to again do research on how audiences behave, how people behave on YouTube, for example. What kind of behavior do you see on Twitter, for example? What kind of behavior do you see on Instagram, for example? What will make it work with a group of people, for example? So psychology and sociology. It's not technology. It is empowered and powered by human beings. So social media is more about psychology and sociology. Just take a look at this for 2 minutes. What happens on the internet in a minute? Just take a look. 2 lakh people are tweeting in 60 seconds, okay? Some 7 lakh stories shared on Instagram. This is 60 seconds. 28,000 subscribers watching Netflix. 9132 connections made on LinkedIn. 500 hours of content uploaded on YouTube in 60 seconds. Oh my God, look at Tinder, 2 million swipes. Hope all are not right. My God, Bhagwan bachaye logo ko. And you are able to see, you're not colorblind and you are able to see the red flags. 2 million swipes. Socho? Now, if you are a brand whose consumer is on social media, do you have a choice? That is my question. To be or not to be. You don't have a choice, okay? So social media to me is like Narendra Modi. You can love it, you can hate it, but you cannot ignore it because he is your prime minister. Okay, you love social media, you hate social media, but the numbers are such that you cannot ignore social media. Okay, so do you remember this fantastic movie Gully Boy? Right? Of course, remember. च्यवनप्राश के बिना भी you will remember. इतना पुराना मैं नहीं पूछ रही हूँ, हाँ, कोई मुगले आजम के जमाने का. So, Gully Boy did a lot of activation on Snapchat. Because with the rap artist kind of a feature, they were talking to the college-going crowd more. And the 15-year-olds were more on Snapchat than even Facebook. So they created a Gully Boy filter on Facebook along with other social media channels. So if your consumer is on social media, you do not have a choice but to be on social media. Okay? You have to be present. Okay? So the impact of this, the numbers that we just saw, impact is on everything. Consumers, their behavior, markets and the buying and selling, how people communicate, how brands communicate, listening, services, products, word of mouth. Suddenly consumers have a platform to publish. Please don't forget that. Suddenly, see, when there was a TV ad, could consumers talk back to the brand? No. Radio, hoarding, आपस में बात कर सकते हैं, but they cannot react in a public platform. Social media means you have a public platform to publish. So democratization जो हुआ है between brand and the consumer. Earlier only brands had platforms to publish. Today brand and consumer both have platforms to publish. So एक बहुत घटिया मूवी आया था शाहिद कपूर का called शानदार. अगर आपने गुड कर्मा किया है तो आपने नहीं देखा होगा मेरी तरह. अगर आपने खराब कर्मा किया है तो of course life has ways of rewarding back and you would have gone, okay, to see the movie. Now one frustrated soul saw it first day, first show, spending his money, and he was so frustrated with the movie that he came back and wrote a one-line review on Facebook. Do you know what was the one-line review? I will rather watch my nails grow than see Shandar. Can you imagine? I will rather watch my nails grow. मतलब वो भी ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग होगा. रोज मेजर करना कि नाखून कितने बड़े हैं साइज में. Now it will create a havoc, right? Now this is the power of social media that we are talking about, and hence you have to utilize it to your advantage, okay? Before it creates a huge havoc for the brand, okay? So why is Facebook so popular? As I said, it was one of the early movers as a platform. It was the first to be noticed by the marketing and branding community. So it's very easy to use for people. Huge community networks are found on Facebook. The numbers are mind-boggling. If it was a country, Facebook was the world's largest country, okay, in the world. Numbers are mind-boggling. It's one of the most populated country, as I said, and definitely there's a representation of all audience types: urban, rural, senior citizens, men, women. So the plethora of diversity that you get on Facebook is huge. Do you know which is the highest increasing population on Facebook? The 55 to 65-year-olds, right? And that's why youngsters are moving away. क्योंकि यहाँ पे भी मौसी को पेरिपो ना करो, HBTQ लिखा है, ऐसा मम्मी बोलेगी. क्योंकि मम्मी भी है Facebook पे, मौसी भी है, right? चाचा चाची भी है. So 55 to 65-year-olds, and that's why the Gen Z is moving more towards Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, because they want to stay away, right? दो गज की दूरी है जरूरी in their mind for these kind of people. So, but audience representation is very, very high, okay? So that's why Facebook is very, very popular and used by multiple brands. But there is social media beyond, of course. Today you have the latest is social audio, Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, Pinterest और Spotify पे भी ऐसे audio podcasting आप कर सकते हो, right? So right from LinkedIn to Twitter to Instagram to Pinterest to games to mobile apps to chat applications to Clubhouse, everything is huge, okay? The latest being, of course, Threads. जो लोग भूल गए, other than the number on your Instagram profile, कि what was the rank when you joined Threads? Nobody remembers Threads. हाँ, Clubhouse भी बेचारा अपना icon बदलता रहता है, but वो भी भूली बिसरी यादों में आ गया है, Clubhouse भी. So some work, some don't work, of course, based on the usage patterns and ease of use. But there is social media beyond Facebook. Okay, now this is the heart of my class, as I was telling you, the method behind the madness. I want you all to pay attention. मतलब अभी तक नहीं पे कर रहे तो बहुत बुरी बात है, but now please pay attention, okay? And you have to understand this diagram. Even if I give you the PPT, if you've not understood this, you will not be able to create good content, okay? Whether it's a small business, whether it's a startup, whether it's a MNC, or whether you are doing personal branding for yourself, like how I use my social media to create personal branding for myself, this can be used across, okay? So where will we start from in understanding how to do a social media content strategy? Do you see the blue balloon here? You start by understanding the brand. What is the brand's identity, brand's purpose, vision and mission? Go a little bit into the history of the brand, right? What the brand has done in the past few years. Understand the brand in and out. Do your homework well, okay? In order to say, for example, if you are looking at Gillette, okay? Everybody knows Gillette? Yeah. So Gillette ka brand identity, purpose, vision, it's a very masculine brand. It's for grooming, right? It talks to men and women both, but it is perceived as more men than women, right? It has always been about sports. It has been about ruggedness. It has been about, it has changed its avatar from just being sports oriented to oriented to many other diverse fields, because men started getting into many other fields, not only football and the sports which were played on the foot ground, right? So you start understanding the brand in and out. Now, when you understand the brand, you will start getting what are your key areas of expertise? What are you known for? So Gillette is known for masculinity. Remember, I did not say toxic masculinity. I said masculinity, right? So key areas of expertise. Gillette is known for masculinity. किसी का माइक चालू हो गया मस्त एकदम सुनते हैं क्या बोल रहे हैं अमित का है नहीं सुन रहा है ऐसे ही जोक कर रही थी मैंने म्यूट कर दिया है. That is one another duty that I do in my multitasking while teaching the class. I mute people. Okay. So key areas of expertise, masculinity. Second key area of expertise for Gillette would be grooming. Are you getting my point? Right? Grooming. Okay. So let us say there are two key areas of expertise which Gillette has. Now, these key areas of expertise will guide me in what kind of content should I create and what kind of conversations should I enter into. So my content has to be on grooming in men, grooming in women, grooming across LGBTQ community, right? I should be talking about masculinity, what makes a man nice. I should be talking against toxic masculinity. So that's why I created the campaign, the boys of today are going to be the men of tomorrow in the Me Too movement, right? And I said that toxic masculinity should be killed as early as possible. Bullying is not good. Eve teasing is not good. So those are the kind of content that I create. So what are your key areas of expertise that will guide you in the kind of content that you should create and the kind of conversations that you should enter into? Now, when I say content, okay, content is of two types. Content is the original content that you create, that is your post, okay, original content that you create as a brand, as a company, and the content that you curate, okay. Now, let us say, for example, it's Ashirwad Atta. Ashirwad Atta ka key area of expertise is food and nutrition, health and homemade food. Are you getting the point? Right? So the kind of content that it can curate, that, oh, in the G20 summit, most of the food served was made of millets because it's the International Year of Millets in India. It can hyperlink that article. That is curation. Are you getting my point? Right? And it can create, let us say, 10 recipes that you can make out of Atta by Ashirwad. 10 tiffin snack ideas by Ashirwad. Are you getting my point? So content is what you create as well as what you curate from other publicly available sources of information. Okay. And the other C, which people tend to forget. Many people ask me how to grow on social media. Okay. I say content is important, but conversation is equally important. Conversation means your networking. Networking means which are the other people you follow, whose post are you commenting on. किसी के webinar में जाके आपने audience में बैठ गए, live webinar I'm saying online, right? You did a live on Instagram with a guest that you invited. All that is conversation. All that is networking. You participated in a Twitter chat, for example. That is conversation. Are you getting my point, guys? Okay. So I'll revise this one more time. Go and do homework on the brand to understand what the brand stands for. If the brand was a person, what would be the personality traits, right? What is the legacy of the brand? What is the vision and mission of my brand? What is the purpose that the brand is trying to solve? So what is my brand's identity that I have created over the years? That will give me my areas of expertise, which are 2, 3, 4, 5, but not more than that ideally. Once in a while, you can go beyond these areas of expertise also. Are you getting my point? But as a strategy, stick to it. So let us say, for example, if a natural calamity has hit your country, every brand will speak about it. Or the 3 terrorists whose lives were lost in the Anantnag, attack recently, every brand will pay their condolences and salute these brave hearts. So that's going over your key areas of expertise. That's okay. That's unusual situations. Okay. But your key areas of expertise will ideally guide you on a day-to-day basis for what kind of content you should create and what kind of conversations you should enter into. Are you getting the point? So I'll give you an example. We all know the soap called Lux. Lux has always been about filmi sitaro ka sabun to beauty to grooming. This breast cancer awareness day, they created special soaps with a lump on it. Okay, to showcase how a lump would look like on your breast. Brilliant move, because it's still talking to the woman whose essential part of grooming and beauty is a breast cancer checkup. Right? Getting it? Okay. So your key areas of expertise will guide you in the kind of content that you will create and the kind of conversations which you will enter into. And your content is your regular post that you will originally create on your page, a reel, a post, a tweet, a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, a white paper. That is what is your original creation. And you can curate from publicly available sources of information. You can hyperlink it on your page. So one of my key areas of expertise on social media is I'm an advertising prof, right? So if I see a brilliant ad on Mad Over Marketing, I hyperlink it on my Instagram story. Are you getting the point? Why am I curating that? I'm curating that because it is fitting into my key area of expertise. Anything related to women empowerment, I will curate. Okay, I will hyperlink it on my Twitter page, LinkedIn page, Instagram page. Anything related to academics, I will hyperlink it on LinkedIn. Right? So which channels to link it on, that is another story. But this is for your broad content strategy. Are we all clear? So of course, I see a raised hand, but I'll take it only in Q&A, guys. Okay, so that we go with the flow. Write down your questions if you have any. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, so when you are using social media, you have to use it effectively. Okay, firstly, you have to understand the platform, the uniqueness. Do you think Twitter and Instagram are the same, or are they very different? They are very different, right? Twitter is your opinionated platform where you give your opinions, where in Instagram, we started as a photo sharing app. So it's all about beauty, right? It's all about visual beauty, right? So understand the platform's uniqueness and characteristics. Understand the platform's audience. Why do people exist on these platforms, right? Understand your brand's target audience. That's the key. Where are they? Where do they be alive? Where are they alive? Where do they exist? Okay. Understand the campaign's objective, deliverables. Is your campaign you are doing it for creating awareness? Are you doing it for some call to action that you want them to swipe up and go to the website? Do you want them to take part in the contest and do it for engagement? Do you want them to write back to you? Do you want them to share it on multiple pages? What is your campaign's objective? What are the deliverables? You have to be very clear, okay? And very important is content repurposing. You are going to use the same content across platforms, but you have to repurpose it. For example, you are celebrating International Women's Day in your organization, okay? And you want to get some good PR for it by releasing it on social media that we did so many good things on International Women's Day. Fair enough. So what you will do is you will put pictures from the event on Instagram. You will go live on Facebook from the cultural performance that is going on. You will write about the awards that were given to women employees, recognizing them on LinkedIn. And you will write 5 tweets on what did the chief guest speak on International Women's Day talk. Same event. You are creating content across 4 channels, but to make it relevant to the platform's uniqueness, you have repurposed it. That is content repurposing. Are we clear on that? Yeah? and use a lot of course, social media listening to get consumer insights. See how people are reacting, engaging with your content, what are they talking about. If you release a new ad, what are the discussions going on? And for social media listening, there are softwares available, okay? And they are very easy to use. The person who is going to give you the software only will give you a demo. So what will the software do? Based on the keywords that you have given in the software, it will pull out every data possible from all over the internet, all social media platforms, and give you a dashboard of what people are talking about on the keywords that you have given. So that is called social media listening to what people are publishing. Okay. And of course, I gave you the example of Ranveer Alia pregnancy. That is real-time advertising. Make the most of real-time advertising as far as possible. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this for a while, 2 minutes, for you to just take a look. I'm not going to read out everything. What I've done is I've listed down a few digital and social channels, and I've given their edge, their advantages, their unique advantages. 2 minutes for you to read. Yeah. So, for example, why do you need a website? In fact, this whenever I consult small enterprises, the first thing I ask is, do you have a website? Because website is very important for your Google Analytics, for your search engine optimization. Okay. It gives you a lot of credibility also as a business. People can look up on your website. So website is important for Google AdWords as well as credibility. YouTube is very important because Mukesh Bhai ने ये वो free Jio 4G दे के सबको video पे hook कर दिया है, from urban to rural. So the video culture of media consumption is very high. And that's why YouTube is very important. How you can use it, I've given some examples. Facebook, because as I said, lots of communities exist on Facebook. That's why very important. Twitter for thought leadership. Like look at what Anand Mahindra does on Twitter, or some business leader is doing on Twitter, or what Narendra Modi does on Twitter. You establish yourself as a personal brand by thought leadership. Twitter is more for your opinions, right? Also, breaking news happens first on Twitter. So your first answer to crisis will happen when you know the crisis first, right? Crisis breaks on Twitter the first. Okay. Mobile application, very important to map the consumer journey. So you know the phase-wise, usage of your product service. For example, if you are Apollo Hospitals and you have a consumer app, okay, your mobile application is there. Anybody who is coming first time to Apollo Hospital registers through the mobile app. That means you know their date of visit, you know the diseases they are going through, you know which doctor they consulted, you know what kind of medicines they have been prescribed, you know when to give them a reminder to refill their medicines, to come for the second round of checkup, right? So you know digitally without being intrusive, you know the consumer journey overall. Okay. So mobile is important, app is important for that. Instagram, of course, is a very visual medium. The same Apollo Hospital can have a page where they are showing how colorful their children's ward is. You know how creatively they've done up the health food in their canteens, for example. So you can use it for informal connect. Okay. And LinkedIn, of course, is a professional network. So, of course, to showcase your domain area expertise. In fact, I have this very interesting analogy of at least a few social media platforms. So your Facebook is like a warm neighborhood dog. You just give it a gentle rub and it's friendly. Okay. Your Twitter is like a deer. It runs very fast. Things start trending very fast. Your Instagram is like a peacock, visually stunning. Your Snapchat is like a monkey. What you're doing is monkeying around with those filters, right? You are having fun, basically. And your LinkedIn is like a wolf. You have to be street smart. You cannot post anything and everything on LinkedIn. It's not an informal platform like Instagram, for example, like a Facebook, for example. Okay. So now let's see some success case studies of brands that have used Twitter well, or an in-script placement well, or the digital media for amplification well. Let's take first look at L'Oreal. And in Australia, they found out that their consumers of makeup brand are highly available on Twitter. Their Twitter is used like a personal messenger. Like how you send SMS, people type on Twitter. Itna sara usage hai in Australia. Okay. So what did they do with Twitter in a red carpet event? How did they utilize it? Just take a look.
The red carpet, where beauty and glamour come together. For millions of viewers, it's a source of excitement and inspiration, where they get their fashion fix and follow celebrity looks. For L'Oréal Paris, it's the perfect setting to launch products, set beauty trends, and offer advice on how to get the look. L'Oréal Paris provides the latest looks in cosmetics to help consumers far and wide emulate the style and beauty embodied by the biggest celebs. Using the reach and the live public and conversational benefits of Twitter to capitalize on the buzz of the main red carpet events, L'Oréal Paris offered expert advice to Australian consumers on how to get the look. L'Oréal Paris used a Twitter Amplify sponsorship to promote video clips of their targeted audience's favourite stars as they walked down the red carpet. This provided real-time replays tweeted by Scoopla, including a pre-roll promoting the Get the Look website. During each awards show, L'Oréal Paris used promoted tweets, targeting relevant interests and popular keywords in search. To keep up with changing trends, a team of community managers and media buyers were on hand during the red carpet events to respond to tweets, which further optimized the campaign's targeting. The reach and awareness of the campaign was extended even further with the promoted trend #GetTheLook. The results delivered high engagement rates and over 1 million impressions. Traffic to getthelook.com.au increased. With Twitter, L'Oréal Paris created ongoing connections with their audience, beyond a once-off TV commercial.
Got it? How they used social media to amplify the red carpet event. Now let's take a look at Coca-Cola, how they use social media listening to create relevant content.
There is a simple science behind happiness. When you create a unit of happiness for someone, an increase of happiness is experienced by both participants. This consequently triggers a reciprocal response, leading to greater measures of happiness. Introduce this chain reaction to a network of recipients, and the effects become exponential. As a brand dedicated to making the world a happier place for their 100th birthday, Coca-Cola applied this science to somewhere that isn't always so cheerful: social media. We wanted to find the people creating happiness online and encourage them to make more of it. We began by using custom-built listening software to analyze what was making South Africans happy. We then categorized all our findings into data sets. Using these data sets, we generated a library of over 300 relevant customizable responses. We tracked our database of hashtags and surprised the happy makers with bespoke Coke messages. Designed as content, these responses included images, GIFs, and a customizable happy birthday music video that dynamically stitched your name into the lyrics.
Hey Adrian, a little bird tweeted that it's your birthday, so we wrote you a song.
All All of these responses were designed to be rapidly personalized. Exposure was maximized by targeting influencers that met both our quantitative and qualitative criteria. In the 3-month lifespan of our campaign, we had a social reach of over 22 million, a retweet rate of over 70%, augmented our fan bases exponentially, and increased the average person on social media's exposure to happiness by 200%, all proving that happiness is a science.
Okay, this is about placing your brand inside a script of a YouTube show. So just take a look.
Press this bell icon to receive freshly brewed content from Filter Copy.
अरे 40 डिग्री है बाहर, ये जैकेट क्यों पहन लिया तूने? ओके पहने रख तू, ठीक है, रहने दे, कोई नहीं. ये सब क्या है फिर? इतने सारे कपड़े और बैठ के रो रही हो. चुप.
How come my bed?
ये क्या है? इतनी खराब फिटिंग है तुम्हारे. ये ब्रा के स्ट्रैप्स दिख रहे हैं. उतारो इसे, मैं रहमान टेलर से ठीक करा के ले आती. चलो उतारो.
Ma, it's an off-shoulder top. Look at my collarbones.
ये क्या है? फिर से ये फटा हुआ. ये नहीं खरीदेंगे हम, ठीक है? सुन, मैं कैंची लेके तेरी जो पुरानी जीन्स है ना, उसे ऐसे ही काट दूंगी.
Ma, but this is different.
छोड़ना. वो देख कितने अच्छे. इधर इधर इधर. चलो चलो चलो. आधा किलो टिंडा भी भेज दे. अरे पापा की शर्ट पहन के क्यों बैठी है तू?
Mom, yeah, it's a boyfriend shirt.
हैं? क्या मतलब? कौन है? तूने मुझे बताया क्यों नहीं? कहाँ से है वो? और शर्ट क्यों है तेरे पास में? हे भगवान, प्रेग्नेंट तो नहीं है ना? बेटा, लड़का मांगने के नहीं है ना? What? अरे, ये तो मैंने तेरे होली में पहनने के लिए रखा था.
Okay.
ओके. अरे, अरे ये क्या? इसमें तो पॉकेट ही नहीं है.
Mom, it's all about the looks, you know.
अरे कोई लुक वुक नहीं है, पागल. तुझे बेवकूफ बना दिया किसी ने.
Mom, yeah, you're too much.
छी.
Bye, Ma.
बाय. कितनी प्रिटी लग रही है, बिल्कुल माधुरी दीक्षित.
Thanks, Mom, but this is the Blake Lively look.
कौन लाइवली?
आप ना छोड़ ही दो. What?
सॉरी. तू बिल्कुल आइसक्रीम लग रही है.
You're so mean, Ma. I'm not talking to you.
सॉरी आयशा. आयशा, क्यों?
Cause I look hot, Ma.
You look scary.
Scary wala hot.
Scary वाला scary. No, throw it
Please, once.
out of the window. Throw it out of the window.
Hi, this is Aisha from Filter Copy.
Hi, this is Shiva from Filter Copy.
And we from Lifestyle and Filter Copy wish you a very, very, very happy Mother's Day. So this weekend, go treat yourself. Shop this really trendy collection from Lifestyle and lifestylestores.com.
And if you like this video, then comment and share it with your friends and your family and your gym instructor, with your therapist, with your dog walker, everybody.
Everybody!
Okay, so basically it was a festive thing, Mother's Day and conversations with the mother, and very subtly, of course, putting the merchandise on display also in every scene, right? So this also happens in the world of social media. I'll go to the internet and show you something else. You try to create some wonders also at times. This again is a Cannes winning campaign, which I'm showing, where people are so excited with your innovation that they will start organically sharing what you are doing on their social media. Okay. So just take a look of what British Airways is up to. So this, of course, there's a detailed film which you can see it later. And this is where they're using a lot of deep sensor technologies and radars and, all those high-tech words which you will listen to, which is real-time tracking the flights coming inside Heathrow. Okay. And this little boy gets up and points towards the sky and the actual flight which is coming, the number, right? And it says about the weather conditions at the destination and from wherever source the flight is coming in. So there's a detailed video of how they do it, which you can see it a little later, right? And this hoarding was placed in the Piccadilly Square, okay, which is the heaviest tourist area in London. And people got so excited that they started shooting it on their mobiles, and they started sharing this in form of stories on their Facebook. So organically, people started sharing this content a lot, okay? And you have to track such things because you live in a world where owned, earned, shared media is a reality, right? So shared media is a big thing. If you do it well, people are going to organically share it. Then I'll show you a YouTube and a Facebook film which Dow launched. This is my last example. Then I'll open it up for your Q&A. So this is where they did some good work on this video space, and they started getting in the conversation mode. Okay, so show us became their hashtag. And on the hashtag show us, they started having more and more conversations on Twitter, on Facebook, on their YouTube channel with real women. So just take a look first.
Girl, you're so young, but you see everything. What if we could show you a vision of beauty where no woman or girl were excluded?
Where fitness comes in all sizes.
Where all hair is professional.
Onde toda a pele é bonita. Where we're shown exactly the same as everyone else. Что женственность может быть сильной.
Where beauty isn't binary.
Donde Miss Cana se ve fantástica con rojo.
Because if we show you a world where every woman is seen, then girl, you'll show us all.
I think it's like really important that there's at least one kid who can like see themselves in me. People have this idea that you have to be brave to be who you are.
It would mean so much not to be seen as different.
I'm glad that some little girl is going to see me and think, I could run that boardroom.
So this was a beautiful campaign, and of course I'll switch to my coordinates wala page till I talk. So this was a beautiful campaign, and this hashtag show us became their conversation starter, and they started talking about body insecurities, body shaming, how conscious you feel when your hair is different, when your skin has freckles, or when you're a fat girl, or when you're a thin girl, or when you're short, or when you're tall. And they started talking about all of these, and every year they started selecting 4 or 5 women across the country, and they sent their photographers with a zero digital distortion policy, which every person will have to sign. So nothing when you're photographed will get distorted. Okay, no Photoshop to uplift the double chin or to remove the neck fat. Okay, and these selected images are on jettyimages.com, and they are now show us as a separate section. You can check it out on Jetty Images, and they are available for media and advertisers to buy it on royalty. So if they want to actually have a professor teaching in a class, there will be my photo there on Jetty Images. So this is how a real professor looks like, not the Main Hoon Na wala, Sushmita Sen wala, Pallu Girta wala portrayal. Okay, not professors do not dress up like that or fall in for their students, or ऐसा सब नहीं होता है. That's not the reality. Or you want to show a librarian, for example, you want to show a mechanic, for example, you want to show a mother, for example. So these are real women who have been captured by the Dow team. So they did not stop at making the video. They took it on ground. They amplified it through their Show Us application. And you can check out the Jetty Images Dow Show Us page to see more. Okay. In fact, I was really selected, and my pictures are there on Jetty Images on Dow Show Us as a professor, So the photographer shadowed me throughout my day. So from my home, the photographer walked with me in my car till Mica campus, to whatever I was doing, to I was eating, to I was sharing my tiffin, to I was talking to students in the library. And then the photographer would consciously, subconsciously capture whenever they want to. I don't even know that they are capturing. Okay. So angle, ye side, wo side, all that does not work in this case, because this is real women that they are showing. Okay. So this and more, of course, we can keep discussing. There are tons of examples, but I'll stop here because I also want to give you a proper time to ask questions. But these are my coordinates. In a freaky way, I'm available everywhere. And I'm not the Khadus professor who wants only an email. You can slide into my DMs also, okay? Whatever is your convenient mode of communication, please use it. I will definitely answer. I answer every single DM, and I get more than 100, 200 on a daily basis, okay? And not a single DM goes without acknowledgement, okay? So do not hesitate. If you're shy to ask your questions right now in a public forum, ask me later. That's okay. But I would urge you to remove that shyness and talk, okay? And because someday you have to do that, okay? So let me stop sharing. And let me open up the floor for questions. So what you have to do is, you have to use the raise hand in your reactions. There is raise hand. Okay. So if you have a question, first you have to raise your hand. And then I will take your name. That's when you will unmute. Okay. So raise your hand if you have questions. And questions can be from the broad fields of marketing, advertising, social media, whatever I talked in the class, content creation, anything, no bar, okay? It's your time that you have with me, the next 30 minutes. So please, Sukrut, go ahead.
You are the first professor in so many lectures who have mentioned my name correctly. All the upgrade buddies are calling me Sukrit. So thank you very much for that. बहुत अच्छा लगा सुन के.
Yes.
अच्छा, so ma'am, my question is कि you were explaining something about the G20 summit where the millet thing was there, and it was in context to curation. So I did not understand that part. So can you please explain with some other example?
So when you say you are creating content for your brand, 80% of it will be what you create as content, right? But 20% can be from news, articles, published sources, which are relevant to you. Okay, so if you are Ashirvad Atta brand, you will not hyperlink an article which says this year's beauty pageant will be held in Mauritius. So beauty pageant ke saath aapka dur se bhi rishta nahi hai. But because it was millets which were highlighted in the menu for G20, And millets and atta are food. That is your key area of expertise. So you will do an analysis of the menu as a brand by hyperlinking that article and giving your 2 cents also on it. Getting it? Say, for example, I am a personal brand, but my key area of expertise is not health and nutrition. So I will not hyperlink the millet, but a food blogger, a home chef would definitely talk about the millets menu and give her 2 bits. Like one Nandita Iyer, a food blogger and a chef, actually said that so much millets from starters to main course to dessert is not required, because then it creates a very skewed nutrition ratio. You have to balance everything in the plate, right? So she gave her analysis, but the main focus was the menu highlighted in G20. So if I'm an economics professor, I will talk about what are the issues discussed in terms of business in G20, not the menu. I'm not an expert there. Are you getting my point?
Understood. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry for
Kirti?
interrupting, ma'am. This is Prateek here from the Upgrad team. Can you hear me?
Kirti? Sorry.
Hello, ma'am.
Speaking?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
just a minute. Prateek here from the Upgrad team. Sorry for
Yeah,
interrupting.
1 second, Kirti. Yeah, bolo.
Ma'am, the session, first of all, the session was very awesome. I am from the different team altogether. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Please,
can.
ma'am. It
You
was very good.
complimented me, so I can hear you.
I'm completely from a different team altogether. This was first time I was attending a session of yours as in some moderator, and I was about like it was for 2 hours. I was straight up to the session. I mean, like it was so good. And
Thank you.
I'm just seeking your permission of launching poll. You can continue if I could go ahead and launch the poll, and you may continue meanwhile.
Launch it. आंखों की शर्म से ये लोग अच्छा feedback देंगे. Launch it.
I'll do it right away. Thank you.
Because I can see what you all will vote. I'm joking. I can't see. Okay, be honest. It's okay.
If I don't make you as a host, co-host, then you won't be able to see it then.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, Kirti, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask that please explain that the part of content repurposing.
कौन सा part? Content?
Content repurposing.
Acha, okay. So this is the same content, but since you have to post it on different platforms, you will have to repurpose the way in which you post. That is content repurposing. I gave the example of that in your company, International Women's Day is getting celebrated. Okay, right? Now in International Women's Day, there is a cultural program, there are awards for women achievers, and there's a keynote address by your chief guest. Not everything will go on every platform. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us say your Women Achiever Awards details goes on LinkedIn with a footnote saying we celebrated International Women's Day. This is what we did for women achievers. Your chief guest जो speech देंगे उसमें से you will do 5 tweets. Okay, you will go live on Facebook from the event and photographs. आप 10 photographs का carousel बनाओगे Instagram पे. Now this is the same content which you repurpose for different platforms. That is content repurposing.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, one more question that you explained that curation part from the content in that diagram. Please explain that once again.
No, that I'll not explain. अभी मैंने सुकृत को explain किया. अभी किया. That means you are not listening. दूसरी बार किया. If time permits, I'll come back to your question. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Just now I explained one more time with lot of detailing. Okay. Yeah, Som, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, you look like an RJ with all those headphones.
So I just wanted to ask, I think you gave an example of the Ashirwad atta, the millet. And so are there any example where the brands have, like a crossover, for example, even though Ashirwad is from the food industry, but they have, taken example from some other vertical and portrayed it in their
So usually no, because see, if it's an out of the world event, they will do a crossover, as I said. National calamity, earthquake, budget, for example, usme food prices pe they can comment. So you can do such crossovers. And jab iPhone launch ka, when I was talking, so many brands took a dig at, the incremental change that happens in a new iPhone. So brands like Zomato and all, but they linked the C charger with their catering, cuisine, calorie, those C. So as a crossovers, in a humorous way you can do, but you have to be good at that sense of humor thing. You can do it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, but that is a one-off thing to catch consumers' attention. Yes, Jagdish is rightly reminding me Chandrayaan 3 events. So many brands have done the crossovers. Yes, completely agree. Thank you for reminding that. Yeah, okay, Rishabh?
Hi, Faguni ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
Ma'am, the session was very insightful, first
Thank
of all,
you.
particularly that strategy part that we have to concentrate on. My question was somewhat less relevant, but I wanted to ask because right now we had a blog posting project completed. Ma'am, the thing which you told that we can hyperlink the other sites or the other articles. So there won't be any royalty issue in these things?
No,
Is-
you have to source it, right? You have to source it right. Otherwise, it's plagiarism.
Okay.
That's why I use the word hyperlink. I didn't say copy paste. Control C, Control V. You have to hyperlink means you are still giving credit to the original source.
Okay, as long as we are giving
And
credit,
you are
we
giving,
can.
yes. Source has to be clearly given, and you are giving your analysis of whatever the article says on your blog. That's completely okay.
Fine. Perfect, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, Priyanka, I think you had written about being in office. So what was the case? Okay, please explain how Lux still is using celebrity in Lux ads in 2023. Of course, they will use it. See, you have to understand that any products in the market fall under two categories: high involvement and low involvement. Okay. In high involvement is your real estate, investment plans, pension plans. Why they are high involvement? Because lot of money. आप पूरा जिंदगी में एक दो बार ये डिसीजन लोगे. लाइक आप घर लेके आप वास्तु करके ये नहीं बोल सकते ना कि ये सूरज की दिशा मुझे पसंद नहीं है, सामने वाला दे दो. है कि मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में जो नेबर रहता है वो चांद का टुकड़ा नहीं है, मुझे इस वाला घर चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते ना. So these are irreversible decisions. Okay, after buying a car, you cannot say that it's not matching with most of my clothes, so I want a different color car. ऐसे सब नहीं बोल सकते. Okay, so these are high involvement decision making products, and soaps, detergents, toothpaste are low involvement. So what do brands aim at? Top of the mind awareness. Whatever gives them top of the mind awareness, they will do. Okay, so in case of Lux, top of the mind awareness aata hai because of celebrities. So they have successfully continued using it. And don't mistake the whole idea. And also, okay, one more learning can I give to all of you. Not only Priyanka, I'm happy she asked this question to the whole class. The world is very different than your 5-kilometer radius. Okay. As marketer, always remember that. What 5-kilometer means? The world you know around you. There are tons of semi-urban rural areas who look up to film stars like God and goddesses. Do not forget every Sunday 5:30 p.m. outside Amitabh Bachchan's bungalow. Do not forget the crowd outside Shah Rukh Khan's, Mannat on an everyday basis. मैं भी गई थी एक जमाने में, okay? And चौकीदार को बोल के कि मेरा नाम बोलना कि मैं आई थी. Now those kinds of people, celebrity को पूजा करते हैं. So it works for Lux, so definitely they will continue using it. Okay, Ankit?
Yeah, hi, ma'am.
Yes.
First of all,
Sorry, your voice is not clear, Priyanka. Echo aa raha hai bahut.
Can I speak now? Is it better?
Little better.
Yeah, so I'm seeing that as a kid, my father used to laugh at the ads, seeing
That's okay.
the Aishwarya Rai.
That's okay because TV ads talk to masses. So they'll exclude a few.
Yeah.
People who laugh on it, they are not the TG.
Yeah.
They are
So,
not the
ma'am-
TG.
So, ma'am, maybe the people who are showing in the ad they're using, speaking Aishwarya Rai or Deepika Padukone or Amitabh Bachchan, they are not the target market for them. They are not using.
They are the aspirational group for the target audience. They are celebrities, influencer marketing.
Yeah,
So
understood.
they are celebrity endorsement.
Understood
सबको
now,
पता है
yes.
कि अमिताभ बच्चन आलू भुजिया नहीं
Yeah,
खाता,
ma'am.
but बीकाजी वाला आलू भुजिया ad में he comes in. अरे वो पान गल्ले पे खड़े रह के 5 rupees का पैकेट is the highest sold SKU for बीकाजी नमकीन. उनके लिए वो भगवान है.
Yeah. Get it, ma'am. But that strategy worked in 2010 or 2000. But I was just wondering, this strategy is working in 2023 for them.
Only then they will use, na. They are not mad. Post advertising research होता है सब जगह पे. And Lux is an HUL product, highest selling.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes,
detergents
yes.
में 3 segments होते हैं: popular, premium and economy. So Lux sits in the popular range.